Thank you for joining us in this exploration of use cases to jumpstart your Slack platform journey. Before we start, here's something that our legal department wanted us to show you. I'm not going to bother reading all this out to you because it would take up all the time dedicated for this session. Basically, I just want to say, make your purchasing decisions based on currently available technologies and not anything new or exciting that we're going to talk about. Now that we got it out of the way, let's proceed. A little about us. Hi, my name is Kevin Lee. I'm a senior technical architect here at Slack.
And hi, my name is Humberto Garza. I'm also a senior technical architect at Slack.
We are part of a global Slack professional services team whose mission is to transform collaboration for our customers, maximizing the value customers get out of Slack. Our expertise includes knowledge of the Slack platform and all that it has to offer, and expertise in business design, change management, and technical implementation, and learning enablement. In case you haven't been aware of our previous Slack sessions, we are now in open beta with our new modular platform that allows you to build and assemble functions and triggers that power custom workflows. So today, you've been building one-size-fits-all applications that often take months to build are meant for long-term usage. However, while these solutions are robust, they are flexible enough to be easily updated as business needs and processes change. That's why for the new platform, we're introducing a new way to build that focuses on modularity, reusability, and flexibility. You'll be able to build smaller, reusable components that can be used across various workflows and easily updated over time. You've also been self-managing the infrastructure that hosts your Slack applications. This adds a lot of overhead to development. With the new Slack platform, you're able to deploy your code directly into Slack's managed infrastructure, providing a serverless option for you to save time and reduce administrative work associated with development. How are we going to do this? Through 3 building blocks: functions, workflows, and triggers. This will enable you to build workspace enhancements and automations that bring your external data and services directly into your team's conversations, empowering users with the ability to use and remix your computational creations in novel ways. Functions are the base units of reusable logic you create as a Slack developer. Functions have a declarative interface of type inputs and outputs, which creates this foundation and contract for reuse. Workflows are an end-to-end automation solution comprised of one or more built-in functions or custom functions that you define. Workflows can be created by developers in code or as part of an improved workflow builder experience. Triggers are what invokes workflows. Triggers can be user-initiated when a user clicks on a workflow link, button, or shortcut, scheduled for a specific time or date, automated based on a system event from Slack or externally. You might ask yourself, what can I possibly build on this new platform? I need to see some code examples to be inspired by to build. If that's the case, this is the right session for you. Here are some actual use cases that were implemented by customers who are in our beta program. Here's a real-life implementation example. Before our involvement, this customer's challenge was when their end users were making requests solely over the phone or email for the central help desk team to dispatch or address. What's even more unimaginable is the fact that in order to get the status or follow these requests, they would actually have to call or email the help desk. With the next generation of Slack, we introduced not only a technical solution, but also a workflow solution to address this. End users made their requests by clicking on a link trigger. These requests go to a private channel where the help desk members will have the bandwidth with case swarm. They saw immediate impact. Help users experience decreased mean time to resolve incidents, which meant increased capacity for the help desk to take on more requests. End users experience less frustration. They truly felt that once they clicked submit, the inquiry would be handled with the utmost urgency and efficiency. This meant happy end users. This is how it was built. You can see how these functions and workflows are neatly organized and packaged in the app manifest. The ServiceNow for Slack app UI is simple and elegant. Enough information to be filled out to create a ServiceNow ticket. Here's another real-life example from another of our implementations. Before our involvement, this customer's challenge was when coding bugs or incidents were seen in real time, the IT team would have to interact with multiple systems to document the incident in real time. This can lead to a lot of context switching and loss of capturing vital information for problem solving. With the next generation of Slack, we introduced an integration that reduced the amount of context switching between multiple third-party systems. For example, developers and DevOps can interact with the core Jira features like create, receive, update, and delegate the tickets, all from within Slack. This resulted in tremendous value. Members were able to capture vital data more accurately and more efficiently because they interact within one platform instead of multiple platforms. Core functionality centralized into one place. This was achieved on the next generation of Slack. Again, this is how it's built. You can see how these functions and workflows are neatly organized and packaged in the app manifest. The Jira for Slack UI is simple and elegant. Enough information to fill out and create a Jira ticket.
Thanks, Kevin. It was great to listening about those use cases and definitely learning more about the impact that those use cases had on the workspace that were released into. So as a third and final demo, we want to showcase right now a Salesforce and Slack demo in real time, which is a demo that's promoting collaboration on a lead inside a Salesforce instance. So we can jump right into it. As Kevin mentioned, we have a type of trigger in the next generation platform that's an automated trigger that can listen for events happening on a platform outside of Slack. So this is what's going to happen right now. If I'm a Salesforce user that's about to start working on this specific lead, the only thing I have to do from my end is just mark the status of open as not contacted as completed. And once we get that status change, that's going to call a trigger in the Slack platform, which is going to start my workflow, and a ton of magic things are going to start happening on my workspace. So if I navigate into the channel now, as you can see, this channel just got created, and this ID corresponds to the ID of the lead we just modified. We're welcome with a couple of messages which specify a couple of data from the lead that we just modified so that everything is ready and available in this specific channel. As you can see, one of the messages we got has very important contact data about the lead, and this message gets automatically pinned into the channel so that anybody joining me can just navigate into the pinned messages and get access to the contact information. Another great thing that happens automatically is that we also get a bookmark created that when you click it, you automatically navigate into that company or that lead site, so you can get more information directly from Salesforce. So as you can see, the context switching is pretty much seamless just by clicking that specific bookmark. As we mentioned before, this specific lead is all about leads collaboration. So as a final user, like, what do I need to actually start collaborating with more people in my workspace to chase this lead? The cool thing is that I don't have to do anything else. I don't have to invite more people in this channel or have any other manual inputs. Besides what we just saw happening in this channel, this app is also sending a broadcast into this body system channel. So let's assume all of the account executives of this company are also part of this body system, which I can show here as signing as another user. We all get the broadcast that this specific user is now chasing a new lead. We also get a link to the specific lead that they're chasing, so we can click it and get more information on it. And another great thing is that it also specifies which industry the lead is it's part of. So let's say I'm a subject matter expert of agriculture, or I just have some insight about this specific company. What I can do is just click on the body up button. So now, as you can see, this message is instantly modified, and it specifies that now these two users are working together on this lead. And as the user that I clicked in the body of button, I automatically get invited into the channel that was created. So I can start collaborating with my colleague into chasing this lead and hopefully close a sale. So now we can go back, now that we saw this working live, we can go back into the presentation and break out this demo. Hopefully with what you saw, you just learned that with Apex and the new Slack platform, you can unlock a myriad of interactions between both developer platforms together. So as part of the demo breakdown, pretty much any Salesforce and Slack use case can be summarized in 4 steps. And this is true for any other use case that involves having another platform trigger events into Slack. So the first step will be to listen to a Salesforce event. Second, we need to prepare and set a payload into Slack. The third step will be once we're in Slack and in the next generation platform, we just have to parse the payload. And you may be wondering what's the fourth step. So the fourth step is actually pretty much almost magic because now that you get the payload and all the information within the Slack ecosystem, you can use a myriad of built-in functions or your own custom functions to make all of these amazing interactions happening within the Slack client. So a little of a deeper dive into the first step, which is listening to a Salesforce event. If you're a little bit familiarized with Apex triggers, as you can see here, just from the developer console in Salesforce, I can create a trigger that's listening for any changes on the leads object. For this specific trigger, I'm looking for any changes that modifies the status to be equal to working and contacted. So when I do that, I immediately start preparing a payload, which will take me into the second step, in which I'm using a custom Apex class, again, just very easily creating in the developer console in Salesforce. And I'm just defining the different types of data I'm going to be sending into Slack. So something great about this is that both the Apex programming language and the TypeScript runtime engine we use for the Slack next generation platform, both of them are strongly typed. So when you define the payload that you're creating in Salesforce, the types are going to be matching what's defined in Slack as well. So parsing the payload is going to be very easy. As you can see here on the third step, it's pretty much minimal code that you require to parse the payload. Because again, the typing of the variables I'm sending match. So I can just use the native JSON parse function as long as these 3 dots, which correspond to the spreading operation in TypeScript, so that my entire payload gets automatically mapped into the outputs I expect in this function. And then once these 3 steps are ready, you can pretty much just let the magic happen. So you can see here, it's very simple to just start adding steps into my workflow, such as this custom function in which I'm getting the Slack ID of a user based on their email. And then I can just very easily start using Slack's built-in functions, such as creating a channel, inviting a user to a channel, etc. And this is all done using the next generation platform. That's pretty much it from our side. Hopefully you enjoyed this session and you got some inspiration to start your journey using the Slack next generation platform. Please feel free to share your feedback by scanning this QR code, and we hope you keep enjoying the rest of the event. Thank you very much.
Take care, everybody.